Now, as a newly found resident of San Antonio, I was finding difficulty exploring San Antonio and finding things other than the Riverwalk, which is what we're normally used to. And I stumbled upon something called the McNay Museum. Now, it's really cool because the McNay is not only a house for art, it itself and its architecture is art. It is a Spanish colonial Mediterranean style building, and as you can see, there's a lot of detail put into just even a door. What's really cool about the back, in the middle part of it, is that it has a Japanese style garden, and you can tell by the vegetation that they chose as well as the pond that houses fish that there was a really big fusion of different cultures, which was a part of the vision for the McNay. Now the McNay sits on about 24 acres of land and has 24 rooms. That is such a huge amount of space, and it's really cool to be able to see and walk through. A fun fact about it is that it took about 32 months to build. Now, who exactly can we thank for the McNay? Well, not me, but Marion Kugler McNay. And Marion Kugler McNay was born on February 7th in 1883 in Ohio and quickly moved to Kansas with both of her parents. See, her parents bought property in Kansas where they found oil on the property that they had, so they became very, very wealthy. Due to this wealth, they were able to give her the opportunity to go to the University of Kansas and the Art Institute of Chicago as well, where she found that she wanted to be a teacher and had a real passion for art. Now, in 1917, she married Don McNay, but he died shortly after due to influenza. Now, she married about 4 other times throughout her life, but kept the name McNay at the very end. In 1926, you find that she moves to San Antonio with her mother and all the wealth, and then marries Dr. Don Atkinson in 1926, the same year. And on his land, the 23 acres, is where they start the building of the McNay. Now, it was completed in 1927, and something really interesting about Marion Kugler McNay is that she was a patron for the Pueblo Indians of New Mexico. And it's actually due to her activist movements as well as her conservative friends that Congress was denied the bill to allow exploration of the lands in New Mexico that would have disrupted living currently there. She was a huge part of the World War II effort of the San Antonio Art Institute to keep going. She actually paid for all the supplies, the teacher's salary, as well as was a teacher herself during that time. And it's really cool to be able to see that because there's not a lot of people that will go out of the way and use the money that they have, and especially during this time, to benefit the other people. Now, she died in 1950 due to pneumonia, but it's really cool because she left the McNay to the state. And during 1950 through 1954, there was a huge remodeling of the McNay. It went through a metamorphosis, is what San Antonio likes to call it. And in this metamorphosis, 75% of the McNay actually was involved in this process. What they did was include an AC unit underneath, as well as expand different rooms. Something really cool that is currently going on at the McNay is the 30 Americans exhibit, as well as 100 years of African American art. And even now in present day, you can see how there's still a fusion of culture. Currently, there's Pablo Picasso, Joe O'Keeffe, there's Diego Rivera, and even a Van Gogh in the exhibit, and it houses over 20,000 objects, as well as 30,000 volumes of book in its library. It has 30 Americans exhibit that has Kehinde Wiley, who is actually the portrait artist for Barack Obama. It's free on Thursdays from 4 to 6, and every second Thursday of the month, you're allowed to go for free as well, but they have food trucks, they have things for the kids to be playing, there's activities, there's live music, so it's really an inclusive place in San Antonio, and it really embodies the vision that she had for her city as well as the people of San Antonio.